Hello, friends, and welcome to the Homewrecker podcast, where we wreck and shatter conventional wisdom and ways of thinking by bringing alternative viewpoints to light in an attempt to not only wreck and shatter conventional wisdom and ways of thinking, but to obliterate them completely. I am the Golden Greek Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous wife, the lovely Monique.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic as always.
Yeah.
So what is new? What is good?
What is new? What is good? My plants are freaking growing huge. So we've mentioned before on the show, we got a hydroponic garden, and some of my plants are so big. It's just taking up so much space. My goal was take some of them out and plant them outside, but we've been having crazy weather. It's the end of April and we've been having windstorms. It's gotten down to 30 degrees or around 30 degrees outside. It's been so cold that I don't feel comfortable putting my plants outside yet.
Yeah, the wind has been nuts lately.
Oh my gosh, it's been so windy. And so now I got to wait another week or two to try to put them outside.
That thing is pretty crazy looking.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We're staring at it from where we sit right now.
My cilantro is like
huge.
2 feet tall, just growing up.
It's
My
crazy.
dill is growing up and out like 1.5 feet.
What do you do with dill?
You can use it like a lot of times people will use it with salmon. You can make like a dill sauce or with tuna fish. You can also use it with pickles. You grow cucumbers and you put the dill in the vinegar with the cut up cucumbers and make dill pickles.
So that's okay. Because anytime I hear dill, I'm like the pickles.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. See, I've never been a pickle person. I never liked pickles. I don't eat them. I don't like the smell of them. I just don't like them at all.
I made some pickles that should probably ready to eat. I jarred them, canned them. So.
You canned those like a year ago.
Yeah.
How long does it take for a pickle to be ready?
I don't know. I just haven't eaten them yet, so I got to see if they're still good. I mean, I think they have a good shelf life, so I was going to try them out.
All right. Yeah. That's you should do that on the show. So next time we record, you're gonna have your jar of dill pickles that you made however long ago.
And I made 2 different kinds. I did one with
still good.
I did one with regular vinegar and one with apple cider vinegar.
Oh.
Because I heard that some people will make pickles with apple cider vinegar.
And it's supposed to be good?
Yeah.
Oh. That's gonna be all you. Like I said, I'm not a pickle at all in any way. And I don't like pickles.
I like pickles, so.
You ever heard that before? Somebody calling somebody a pickle as an insult? That was like an insult that we used to say.
I was going to say, like, maybe when I was a kid.
And when I was younger, yeah, we used to call, if we didn't like somebody, if they were like a dork or whatever, that guy's a pickle. that was like an insult.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, I remember that.
I don't know what it meant, but yeah, it was like an insult.
We should bring it back. Don't be such a pickle.
Don't be such a pickle. Yeah, I guess you could bring it back.
I call people donkeys.
Might offend people though.
Like we care.
Yeah, like I care. Exactly.
But yeah, so my garden's growing and my strawberries are growing, my beans are growing, my peas are growing, my tomatoes are sprouting it because a lot of the stuff I planted as seeds and that shit is just growing. So
it grows fast too. That lettuce grow.
Yeah.
Device. What is it? Lettucegrow.com. Is that lettucegrow.com. We don't get anything for that. It's just us.
We like it.
We like it. We use it.
It's what we do.
It's cool. So check it out. Yeah, that thing's nuts.
Yeah, it's like we keep looking at it because it's right in front of us.
It's like it's like the centerpiece of the living room here. It's just I noticed too, ever since the plants really started growing and everything, I feel like it's never smelled in our house. Thankfully, we're I'd like to think we're clean.
We're clean people.
But I feel like the air almost feels
plants create oxygen
better in here.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It is
having so many different types of plants. Yes. And the other thing that I was surprised with, you have when there's cilantro, that there's thyme, all these rosemary, all these different things that you would basil, that you would think you'd smell them. They don't smell. And I didn't know because you have to, I didn't realize, I never knew this, but it's because you have to rub the the leaf, or when the leaf is cut, that's when
It
it smell.
releases the
That's when it.
oils. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never knew that because I'm sitting there going, why doesn't any of this smell? And I'd go up and I'd smell it and it wouldn't smell. And then yeah, I think either you or my dad and my stepmom were over and they were rubbing the leaves, and then they said that's what you have to do. I said, what? Like I
And
never knew
that's
that.
how I'm checking. Wait a minute. Which one is
40
this
something
again?
years old and I'm now learning this stuff.
Hey, that's
So
okay. But yeah, like the other day I was like, ooh, here, smell this. This is rosemary. And I just rubbed my finger on it and put it up to his nose. Like, see, this is thyme. This is this. This is that.
yes, I was getting the smell test.
Yeah.
You're giving me the smell, the sampling of smells.
Smell my fingers.
Adult version of smell my finger, right? Of course, it was something else when we were kids. Jeez.
Now it's plant oils.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. So I was going through, and I was like I said in a previous episode, we're moving, we're in the process of moving and stuff. So I'm doing a lot of packing and things, and going through my bookshelf, and I got out this book that I bought either last year or the year before, and as I do often, I'll get books because they look awesome. It's like I want to read this. This looks fantastic, and it goes on the shelf and gets forgotten because I have so many different books that I'm reading or whatever. Well, this particular book, I never even I kind of flipped through it quickly, but then kind of put it aside, said I'll get back to it, and then never got back to it. I looked through it a little bit earlier today when I was packing, and it's called The Decade That Rocked. And it was by rock photographer Mark Weiss. And it's this big book. It's a big hardcover book, and it's mostly pictures. So I'm like, I don't know why I never went back to this because it's all pictures. It's not that I got to read. I just got to flip through and read the pictures, maybe the captions, and that was it. And it was pretty cool just going through and looking at some of the stuff that was in there. But there was a lot of cool pictures of Guns N' Roses, the T-shirt I'm wearing right now, and it was just really cool looking back and just seeing like, holy shit. The decade that rocked was the 80s. It goes from 1980 to 1990, and it's like the year in pictures that this guy took when he was on the road being a rock and roll photographer. It was just really cool. And looking back, and just like so many of these bands are still around and still playing music, and it's just pretty crazy to see.
Well, during that time, think about people were less of pussies back then.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Some of the pictures I'm looking at now, I'm like, geez, this stuff would never fly now. They'd all be canceled and whatever. And I'm just like, what happened to society? Like, when did we all become such pansies?
And prudes.
Yeah. And the funny thing is too, if you back then, if you were into this kind of music or that kind of music or whatever, you were looked at as the pansy. You know what I mean? Like, believe it or not, because at least I'm sure it was like this with you too. When I was in high school, you had your little cliques. And from what I understand now, it's not really like that anymore. Kids are just so different now. And whatever generations, it's what, like 3 generations since we were in school now. But when we were in school, you had the jocks, you had the whatever, you had your different groups of people, right? You had your different cliques of people. And yeah, if you listen to certain kinds of music or whatever, you were a pussy, you were a pansy or whatever, you were whatever, insert whatever slur or insult you want. And yeah, I'm looking at these pictures, I'm like, if you liked these people, you were a pussy or whatever, or that guy's a pussy or whatever. And I'm looking at these pictures, I'm like, now these like everybody now is like, I don't know, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of rambling, but it's just incredible to me how much stuff has changed, and how, like you said, everyone just became a pussy, like not overnight,
like it was
but
like the mid 90s where things got so serious.
Yeah, because it almost got kind of emo-ish, and everyone got all into their emotions and stuff.
Think about like the
fine.
movies, like Singles and Reality Bites. Things got more serious.
I never saw either of those movies.
They're not bad.
I never saw either of those movies. So
it's like the tone changed, and people had causes and took things more seriously. But it wasn't like the era, like the movements in the 60s and 70s. it was just like take things more seriously. And I don't know. I think maybe we went in the wrong direction. Like we went a little too far. Like, yeah, let's take some stuff seriously, but don't forget to have a good time and laugh at shit.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, you have to evolve. You can't just all stay the same. If things have to evolve and move in a certain direction, obviously, I mean that's fine. But I feel like, yeah, you're right. We went way too far, way too fast
All about
in
balance.
in like the just this crazy direction. And
Yeah.
it's funny because depending on who you listen to or who you talk to, it almost feels like what you see on the screen or on social
Or
media or
music.
TV or music or whatever
Mhm.
is not the popular feeling among people. Like it's not what most people really feel or think.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's just my interpretation. And that could also be because, again, we all have our own cliques and circle of friends and family and everything. But I feel almost like what you're seeing or what you're told is real life is not at
Well,
all
it's
what
what they
people
want you
feel
to
or
think. It's
think.
what they're pushing because that's their marketing. But I think most people don't give a shit.
Yeah, and that's just it. Like I feel like most people are like, whatever, like fucking shut up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
when I'll go on Twitter and I try not to go on often, but when I go on Twitter, and not to sound not to sound bad, but I don't care. So much stuff. I just scroll and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Oh, that's cool. I like it. Whatever. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. Because most of it's going to drag me into something that either isn't going to make me feel good, going to make me worry. And at the end of the day, it doesn't even pertain to me. So why should I give a fuck?
Yeah, and with Twitter, I was mentioning to you earlier, I went on for the first time in a while today where I actually actually scrolled through Twitter. Sometimes I'll pop it on real quick to see if I have a DM from
Mm-hmm.
someone or a notification that somebody tagged me or said something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. And I very rarely will scroll through. Well, I scrolled through today and I noticed that it's all the same, like three or four people on my, what's it called? The timeline? Is that a
Yeah.
timeline or a feed? Whatever they call it on
I have
Twitter.
to go on to
And
people's things, their profiles, because I see the same things over and over. And the majority of what I'm seeing is stuff that somebody who I follow, I don't really see their stuff, but I see their likes that I don't give a shit about.
yeah, I noticed that, but it was weird because I know I'm going through and I went through for like a while. Maybe for me 10 minutes is a while. And I noticed that people that I used to see stuff from all the time, I had nothing on there. I'm like, what
Mhm.
are they off Twitter? Or did they on did they am I did I unfollow them and not realize it? Like I'll notice that too. I'll go and I looked at my followers and sometimes I'll notice that all of a sudden people I was following, my numbers went way down. It's like I never went on here and
We've
unfollowed
talked about this
anybody.
before. Like Twitter automatically unfollows people.
Yeah,
So
it's
it'll
weird.
say, oh, people you should follow. And I'm like, I was following
Yeah,
them.
very strange.
What happened?
So I noticed like the two people that I used to always see stuff from when I used to go on many moons ago, human vibration, nothing. I'm like, is she still on Twitter? Like, what happened? I
Barely see her stuff.
I follow her. I went on her profile. She posts regularly.
Hmm.
Nothing on my feed. Like, okay, that's strange. Rambo, same thing.
Very rare
Look,
I see his stuff.
didn't see. I'm like, I follow him still.
Hmm.
I would have no reason to unfollow him.
Hmm.
I like Rambo. Rambo's
Yeah,
cool.
great guy.
And yeah, another one, nothing on my feed. So I went and yeah, he posts regularly too. I'm like, huh, why? How come, like, for example, those two, how come none of their stuff showed up? But I'm seeing stuff from whatever, whoever, But it was just weird. Like, I don't get how any of it works. And to be honest with you, I don't really care enough to to
Yeah.
look into it. But well, maybe now that the what's his name, Elon Musk bought Twitter or he's buying Twitter or something
He
or other.
bought Twitter.
I don't. However, that's working.
I don't care.
I wonder if that's going to change
Well, apparently
anything.
everyone's saying, oh, there's free speech now. And I'm thinking, would the change happen that quickly? I don't know. I just feel like it's all bullshit. Like, I don't know. I
I'll
don't
tell
trust
you,
anybody.
I don't trust any of it.
No,
I think Musk is a he's
a
just as
character.
he's as much of a character as all the others
Yeah,
are. I
I don't know.
think that the Musk buying Twitter thing, this little angle now, this little storyline.
Yes. I think you
I,
just put it the best way, this
I
angle.
yeah, because I mean I put everything in pro wrestling terms and it all fits.
Mhm.
I think what's going to happen here, mark my words, here April 29th, Friday evening. I know we don't typically give the dates, but mark my words and the time here. I think what's going to happen if he buys Twitter, if this goes through or whatever, what's going to happen is this is going to be because I guess there's an outrage from Twitter employees and media and leftists, if you will, because everything's now you got to be on the right or the left.
Mm.
You have to be in a box, right? I think what's going to happen now. There's an outcry supposedly from the left where they're now clamoring for government intervention into social media and all these things where before it was no, keep the government out. I think this is what's going to happen. Musk, this whole thing's going to go through, whatever, and there's going to be some sort of extremist or whatever because Musk says he's a free speech absolutist, which you know what? That's a really fine line because if you're a free speech absolutist,
Well, he said within the laws.
okay, he did say that.
He said
Okay.
within the laws.
See again in this day and age where you just see headlines and you don't get and I'm as guilty of as anybody. I'll just see a headline and
So
pass through. I
you're
don't
the
read the whole thing.
asshole who won't read the
No,
article.
that's not true. That's not true. I don't care to read certain articles and I don't really go on the news all that often either. I'm just saying what I've seen.
Yeah.
And I think something is going to happen where now people are going to accept that the government is going to come in now and free speech my ass. Now everything is going to be monitored and there will be government intervention, which you never want in anything. And it will fuck up social media and everything else. And this is the impetus for it right here is this whole Elon Musk buying Twitter angle.
Let me tell you a little
That's
something.
my thought. That's my thoughts.
There's no government like no government. There you go. But people are up in arms because I guess he made a tweet saying, oh, maybe I should buy Coca-Cola next and have them put cocaine back in it. And people, I laughed at that. And people are so up in arms. And I remember I was looking at like his tweets thinking, is this really
what
Elon
people
Musk?
though? What people?
In the comments. People in the comments were
are those real people though?
I don't know.
Come on.
I was just curious because seeing the reactions from people, but I was questioning like, is this really like Elon Musk posting this? And or is it like people have those fake accounts to make it look like the person? But I don't know. I kind of look at it like I will take everything at entertainment value. I will allow myself to be entertained by it, but I really don't give a shit.
I don't know. Whatever.
That's why we're going to the mountains. Get us the fuck away from everything.
Yeah, just yeah. I'll be my entertainment will be feeding some chickens and
watching the deer and the moose.
Exactly. That'll be my entertainment.
Looking out for the bears.
Exactly.
Yeah, the bobcats.
Milking the goat and the cow.
Yes.
That'll be my entertainment.
I'll be chasing the bobcats. Be my pet.
You're crazy.
I know.
You're crazy. Now, speaking of crazy, and I know obviously it's all bullshit. It's all fucking distraction from what's really happening, which is coming food shortages that they're announcing that we've been talking about for years. Whatever else, supposed nuclear war. That's the other big scare. Now there's the chicken flu. That's the new.
What happened
pandemic.
to murder hornets?
Yeah, that didn't do well in the focus group testing, so they dropped it. That's probably what happened with that one. But go ahead.
I was gonna say there's one with worms I saw. There's some kind of worm, a snake worm, that's affecting the forest and it's ruining our forest. But it's not like they're comparing it to murder hornets. But then the article's like, but don't worry, it's just, be aware of them. So the beginning of the article compares them to murder hornets. And then it says, but don't really worry about it. They're not going to cause a big problem right away.
Right.
Yeah. So
okay.
proceed.
So the latest distraction from all the real stuff that you should be worried about is the Johnny Depp.
Yes.
What is it? Is
Amber
he,
Heard.
so he's suing her?
Defamation, suing her for like 100 million.
He's suing her for defaming him, right?
Yes.
They're no longer married, I take it.
No.
So they're
And she dated
divorced now.
Elon Musk after they split up.
After who split up? After Johnny Depp and her split up?
Yeah, she dated.
I thought Elon Musk was.
Yeah, but before.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I'm not. Okay. Cool. So
do these dots connect to something? I don't know.
man,
Do I care? No.
whatever. So tell me a little bit about this trial, because you gave me a couple little tidbits, but I haven't followed any of it.
I have not been following it, but I've had people who have been telling me about it.
Great. So we're gonna hear. I'm gonna get stuff like third hand.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And we're gonna pass it a fourth hand to you, who've probably heard it first hand, and are gonna be like, you got it all wrong.
It's like the game of telephone and see like how much we can fuck it up.
Awesome. All right, this should be entertaining. All right, hit me.
Amber Heard, when her and Johnny Depp broke up.
What movies was she in, by the way?
Aquaman.
Okay. What was she in Aquaman? Who was she?
The chick mermaid. Lady.
The chick mermaid. What? Okay. Was she like Aquaman's girlfriend?
Yeah. Like, I don't think they were boyfriend and girlfriend in the beginning of it, but like, I think they become it. I don't know. I don't really remember.
I don't remember it that well. Okay.
She's a shitty actress. I remember that because she was in a couple other things and I thought she was awful. But so they were married, and when her and Johnny Depp split up, she claimed he was abusive. And
that was during the whole Me Too thing, right?
Yeah.
Whenever a couple years ago.
Yes. And so she claimed he was abusive. And basically, like, especially a couple years ago when you were doing that, people would get canceled. So you didn't need any proof of anything. All you had to do was say, so-and-so did this to me. And then all of a sudden people would get up in arms and they'd want that person's blood. Ruin your career, ruin your reputation.
The cancel mob mentality.
And it's interesting because I remember when that happened, I remember thinking, she's fucking lying. I can tell, like, she is not telling the truth.
I remember that happened. I remember you telling me that, and me just being like, it was a feeling I got, like, it's all bullshit. She's lying. And I guess, like, she even said it was funny because I think I saw something today online where I remember she said she was going to donate so much money to some kind of charity for battered women or something. Okay.
And apparently she never did.
People say a lot of things.
It was something like, I think she was suing Johnny Depp, and the money she got, she wasn't going to pocket it. She was going to give it to a charity. And the charity came out saying she never fully paid. She gave some money, but she didn't give the full amount. She said she was going to. So
she sued Johnny Depp for something?
Yeah, I remember like there was something, or maybe it was the divorce settlement. There was something, and she was going to take the money that she got from whatever.
Okay.
Again, this was how many years ago?
Yeah, okay, sure.
But,
so anyway,
so she never paid. So now they're in trial. Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for defamation of character for $100 million.
Because she said that he beat her.
Yes.
Correct?
She basically got him at the point where nobody wanted to hire him. And so he made claims that she withheld his medication. So when he was going through drug withdrawals, he was supposed to get
drug with what?
Withdrawals.
With what?
Withdrawal. Am I saying it like what am I? What?
It sounds like you're saying withdrawal. You're saying it all weird.
Because I'm all like self-conscious. Drug withdrawals. So
what is it?
When he was craving the drugs.
Okay. That got it. All right. So he's going through craving the drugs.
He's craving the drugs,
but he can't have
trying to kick it. He can't have it. And he was given medication to help with it.
Okay.
And I guess she was saying that it wasn't time. You have to wait. It's not 4:00 yet or something like that, which one could argue if you're supposed to take it only certain points in the day, like every so many hours, I get that, but if it's supposed to be given as needed,
Okay.
okay. But so
Sure.
he was basically saying that she was abusive to him, that when he lost his fingertip,
What?
yeah. So there was a point
He lost his fingertip.
his fingertip got cut off.
How the hell
And
did that happen?
so he said he did it, but he came out and said she threw a vodka bottle at him and it sliced his finger.
Wait. Hold on. He said he did it, but
Initially, because he
oh,
didn't.
you mean when it first happened?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is common a lot of times when people being abused are hurt, they lie and say, oh, I did it myself. Like how many times I fell down the stairs or I had an
So
accident.
she was abusing him?
Yeah, he's claiming she was abusing him. So
Well,
so he has his witnesses saying how she was abusive, and he has audio of her saying shit like, oh yeah, because people are going to believe you, go ahead and tell people, nobody's going to believe you.
wait, he has audio of this?
Apparently.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Such a
priceless.
circus.
Okay, yeah.
Such a circus. Give them bread and circus. Are you not entertained?
That's what this
Right?
is.
Yes.
I love it. All right, keep it going.
There was something where apparently he was on tour with his band and she sent a picture saying one of the dogs shit on the bed, but they have very small dogs where the feces was much too large to have come from their dog, basically saying she shit on the bed, and then sent a picture to him. And then people were hashtagging Amber Turd. Again, this is just all entertainment.
And this is why society is in the situation that it's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, like there was something with like his bot, like people were testifying on his behalf, but then she has people testifying on her behalf, and it's all he said, she said.
There was one thing I did see, and I don't know where. I can't remember if you. I don't know. I you know where I saw it. I was actually going to a it was in my email. You know that what's it called? Quora, Quora.
Yes.
I have a couple of things that I get notifications to, just different stuff that I'm interested in or whatever, and I'll get. And so you click on those links and you'll read whatever topic was from the email link that they give you, and there happened to be something in there about this trial, and it was just right at the like the top of the article was right at the end as I'm scrolling because I'm looking at it on my phone, and it's I finished reading the article I'm reading and the top of that headline's right there. So I'm like, what is this? And so I just kind of scrolled up a little bit, and it was something I think she was on the phone with somebody and he was like in his living room like 20 feet away, and she started screaming, stop hitting me, you're hurting me, stop hitting me, or whatever, something like that. And his bodyguards happened to be, I guess, like in the room and were like right there with him, and like the fuck, and they got him out of there, like, okay, let's just go, just get out of here. And I guess he had like I don't know if this was in the trial or whatever, but something like that came out, and I was just like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like,
I saw something online because there's all this controversy because her attorney said something about a certain concealer makeup kit that she had to carry with her at all times to cover the bruises, and then people were pointing out like that makeup kit didn't come out until like a year after this happened, because like she had like the little, it was like I forget the brand name, it begins with an M, but it's just like a compact, it has the different colors that you can use, and saying she had to carry this. And so one could argue it's just for theater showing she had to carry makeup, but people are like that didn't come out until like a year after, and they like showed how that brand the year it came out.
I love see, that's the thing about the age of the internet. You have all these internet sleuths.
Yeah.
But immediately, if they notice something, they're like,
oh shit,
let me look. When did that come up? Like, I would never think of looking that up. Like, when did this makeup kit come up? But then
but
again,
I
also
about
don't.
makeup, so
True, yeah. But it's just kind of funny. Like in this age, it's so funny watching just how easily bullshit is spotted.
Yeah.
You know,
except with the big bullshit right in front of them. But
except for that.
yeah. But yeah, there were different things like that where people just, there was like audio recordings of stuff and people said what they encountered, what they witnessed. And apparently Johnny Depp is very entertaining as he was on the witness stand being questioned, because there was something with like hearsay. And they'd ask him a question and he'd answer the question. The attorney would say, nope, that's hearsay. And so he'd just be saying something like, oh, wait, hearsay, right? And it was supposed to be funny. I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah, so that's kind of where we are with.
Is this thing like being televised? I'm sure it probably has to be, right?
I'm sure it's like all over the internet.
That's funny.
We should
Wow.
watch it just for shits and giggles.
We should do a watch along of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial.
There we go.
that'll be awesome. Maybe we will. But we probably won't. You know what is awesome though? That show Reno 911.
Yes.
That we've been watching again. We took a little break from it and then we started watching it again.
I watched that show when it first came out on Comedy Central. Loved it. Deputy Clementine, absolute favorite. And I think we've talked about this on the show before, where I watched that and was thinking, this is the kind of police department I want to work for.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Like I want to work here, because no matter how bad I fuck up, like I'm still going to be better than everybody.
Yeah, that show's hilarious. Is there anything on TV now that's that funny?
I don't know.
Because I mean, they push every button. It's great.
They find everyone. It's great. Is there still a
funny.
Comedy Central? Is that still a channel?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't had cable in a while. I presume there must be.
Do you remember how the Sci-Fi Channel went through like different phases of like the name? It was something, and then it went to like SCI FI and then like SYFY, and they kept changing the sci-fi name.
Isn't it still SYFY?
I think so, but there was a point where it would like, over so many years, it was, I forget what it originally was, but it was one thing, and then they changed it, and then they like changed it again.
Do you remember the first time you saw the Sci-Fi Channel?
I don't know if I remember the first time I saw the
I remember
Channel,
the first
but I remember
time,
thinking everything on it was awesome.
I remember the first time I found out there was a such thing as the Sci-Fi Channel. Wow, that was a great day. And then when I found out my cable company was going to get the Sci-Fi Channel, whoa, that was a phenomenal day. Yeah, that was awesome. And then I found out there was a Sci-Fi Channel magazine, and I started buying it. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah, I like the Sci-Fi Channel.
It used to be cool. I
don't know anymore.
I don't know anymore, but it used to be when I was younger. I loved it.
Yeah. You told me something interesting about a new ministry that's developed.
Oh, I literally just saw this. I don't know anything about it. I don't know any specifics. No, I know nothing. But there is now, I guess, the Biden administration has started the Ministry of Truth.
All I can think is fucking Harry Potter and like the Ministry of Magic. I don't know why that's where my brain goes. But then I think, the fuck? Like, why?
To combat disinformation.
So to combat the shit they create.
No, basically what that is it's to combat any dissenting opinion. That's what it is.
Oh,
because the only official information is going to come from them. So you can't question it or dissent.
The Ministry of Truth has determined that is not true.
We're living in the most fucked up time right now. It's bizarro world. It really is.
Who the fuck cares? Let people think what they want to think, you know?
But that's not, you can't control people if you let them think what they want to think. Again, why we're moving to the mountains.
Yeah. Darn.
Away from it
Silly
all.
Me.
We'll still be doing these from our mountain location.
Yes.
Right on. No more hearing sirens in the middle of the night.
No more fireworks or gunshots game.
No more people coming up to our porch
and stealing our electricity.
To steal our electricity in the middle of the night, which yes, has happened.
Yeah. No more me waking up all the time because I heard a noise outside because I'm a really light sleeper. So I have to come down and investigate. And the whole time I'm thinking, if I take out the firearm, I'll wake up Alex. So what do? I don't want to wake him up because he's sleeping. So I just go down and get ready to like engage just in case someone's trying to break into my house.
And we have an alarm, which would
I
wake me
know.
up anyway.
I want to be ready.
I love too that you're sharing this, first of all. And also that you don't want to wake me up if you think somebody's trying to break into the house. That's awesome. Like, thanks.
Well, because
like,
I don't want to.
I'll just let my husband
Do
sleep.
you know how many times I wake up and
Like,
I hear
what?
a noise and I have to go investigate it? Because we're in the city.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, that's funny. All right, that's great. Yeah. So the Ministry of Truth is coming, or is here, or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I just saw
Again,
this.
we all need to just tell him to fuck off. I don't have to listen to you. Again, no complete sentence.
Yeah, I just ignore. Don't even bother with it because you give it your attention, it just grows, grows.
Yeah.
That's what I think. We saw the trailer for the new Batman movie too that's out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't seem impressed.
I don't give a flying fuck.
Oh, okay. That's cool. It's long. It looks really, it's like 3 hours long or something. I saw. That's like literally the only reason why I'm like kind of apprehensive about
I like
watching
90-minute movies.
because 3 hours, like, it better be kick ass the whole time. Otherwise, I don't know. 3 hours is a long time to just sit there staring at the TV.
Yes. I wasn't intrigued. It looked like every other fucking Batman movie.
But that's Batman. Like, what do you mean?
It's been done. I don't know. I don't care.
Okay. Well, every
I might
generation's
watch it
got
and love it. I don't know. I just don't really feel like I care.
But every generation has a Batman. Since we were kids, anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all. All right.
So this is the new generation's Batman.
I guess. I mean, this is the dude that was the vampire, right?
Yeah, in Twilight.
Yeah, I never watched any of those movies either.
Nor did I.
Not my bag. There's a new Jurassic Park World. Jurassic something or other movie coming out.
Jurassic movie. Dinosaur movie.
Dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
Which should be entertaining. I always enjoy those movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're fun. Even though dinosaurs never really existed. But again, it's entertainment.
Yeah, for entertainment's sake. That's the thing. I miss like that. I miss being entertained and being able to suspend disbelief and actually go and get lost in a movie.
I can do that, but just I feel like so much that's come out just isn't good.
It's not good, and it's too political and too agenda driven.
Yeah.
That's the thing with entertainment now. I feel like you can't just sit back and escape the all the bullshit in life for 90 minutes to 2 hours. Yeah, I feel like you can't do that anymore with any of the new stuff that's come out. At least nothing that we've seen or whatever. And honestly, nothing's really captured my interest because of that.
But
because I feel like, oh, go ahead.
No, you go because you feel like.
Well, because I feel like when you see a preview for something, you could tell right away. Okay, this has got an agenda or whatever. Or it's going to be pushing this or this narrative or whatever. It's like I just want to be entertained. Like I think that's why I was always a fan of sci-fi, because and even that stuff's been infiltrated by like social agendas. It's just like, fuck, man, just leave well enough alone. I want to get back to like comedy, for example. Like we mentioned Reno 911, where they just piss off and offend everyone and they don't care. They just attack everyone. Why not? Have fun. What happened to fun? Like, you can't have fun anymore.
Again, we became a nation of pussies.
Like, what? Everybody gets so hurt. Their feelings get so hurt over what? Because you're called a name? So what? Like, who cares? When did we become so fragile?
Because everyone wants to be a victim because they get. I feel like it's like the reality TV. Everyone wants their 15 minutes of fame. They want that notoriety. So one way to do that is be a victim.
I guess. It's funny to me that we've become so like we reward that kind of behavior with attention, and that's why it continues. That's why it continues.
Stop rewarding that behavior. But yeah, I mean, one of the other things with the movies is we don't have cable, so we don't get to see a lot of previews. So we don't really know what's out there.
That's true too.
So
Yeah.
if you have any good recommendations, let us know.
Yeah. Like I'll get a text from my brother once in a while, but like a link to like a movie trailer. Like, oh, this is coming. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'd never even heard of this. What? When's this coming? He's like, oh, it's been out for like 2 weeks. You didn't see it yet? What?
And the funny thing, there were
okay.
movies like years ago where I thought, oh, I want to see that movie. And then we don't go see it in the theater. And then 3-4 years go by. And I think I'm scrolling and I see, I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to watch that movie. And then I really don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't want to see it that badly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else going on? I think I can't think of anything else I really want to talk about right now. I do. I know we were joking about it, but I kind of do want to watch this Johnny Depp Amber Heard. What is it? I want to watch this trial. Is if it's still going on. I mean, by the time this comes out, it may be done. I don't know. But what's he seeking in damages? Getting back to that, is he seeking?
I just told you like 5 times $100 million.
Like, does she have $100 million? Like, is she that successful of an actress?
I don't know.
Did her career like skyrocket after she canceled his career?
I saw something where there was a petition that a shit ton of people signed to have her removed from Aquaman 2. Again, cancel culture.
It's like, so ridiculous.
Just don't go watch it.
Yeah, just don't watch it. Who cares?
But they're like, oh, but we want to see Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Oh, and I saw something like Chris Pratt. They're trying to cancel him and say, don't put him in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
He was like the star of it. Wait, who's trying to? I don't get it.
People.
For what?
Because
what did he do?
Because of his church. They don't like some of the things his church says and does. And so because of that, they want him canceled.
Okay. Again, this is where I go to like, how popular of is this like a vocal minority of people?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
But again, I think it's just funny. Is it real? Like, are people really doing this? Or is it just being put out there by the media saying people are doing this to
as
try
like
to
an
get
outrage kind of thing?
Yeah, to try to get people one way or another. Again, divisiveness to say, oh no, you shouldn't do that to him, or oh yeah, he should be canceled. But again, it's like I almost feel like the media throws shit at a wall to see what sticks to divide people.
Well, when the media is controlled by the government.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to put something out there because this kind of came up with a family member in terms of healthcare. Okay. So we know, like, we've talked about the healthcare. We've done an episode on it. So now there's a doctor's office that got bought out by Tufts. So Tufts was an insurance plan who then started buying hospitals and doctors' offices. So the insurance plans have been dictating what the doctors do. And now to solidify that even more, they're running the hospitals and the doctors' offices. And
I'm confused.
So like in a health insurance company.
So health insurance
bought hospitals and doctors' offices. They got bought out.
Okay.
So now where before a doctor could say, no, I'm not going to listen to you. Now they have to because they own the practice. And now doctors, when you want to go to a specialist, can apparently pick and choose who they want to see and tell the patient. The doctor will look at your chart and let you know if they want to take you on as a patient.
I thought, but hasn't it always been that way?
No, usually it's as long as they can treat you, they see you.
Yeah, but I mean, like a doctor, if you're like it's like anything else, they can fire you as a client,
they can,
right?
But to not even take you on, like,
well, if they look and they say maybe I can't help you.
No, because of your insurance, like your workers' comp, for example. To say like, oh, you're a workers' comp case. Well, we're gonna see if we want to take you. That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, I've dealt with workman's comp before, and workman's comp is bullshit.
But I was just thinking about that, and again, just like the government, I feel like it's like all these big pharma, health insurance, government, and
well, when you get everything what's the word I'm looking for? When everything gets what's the word? I'm doing my fingers here. Merged. You merge corporations with government and everything else, and it becomes a few small select entities that are now dictating what can and can't be done, and you're eliminating free market from and those kind of solutions from the marketplace. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
And that's the thing, they're buying up all the doctors' offices, so there's really nowhere else to go but them. And it's like, well, if you're not going to see me, where can I go? You own everything.
Yeah, that's where we're headed. I mean,
so that's why I think it's so important to be so self-sufficient if you can.
Be self-sufficient and be healthy, because without your health, you got nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucks. I mean, it's one of those things. Yeah, just do whatever you can to eat right, exercise, get plenty of fresh air.
Yeah. So I heard about that, and that kind of came up, and I was like, that's fucked up. And I just wanted to share.
That is, yeah, that is pretty screwed up for sure.
So on that note, down note,
yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up with your thoughts on any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're offended,
I don't care.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not going to apologize. All right. On that note, until next time, I am the Golden Greek, Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous wife, the lovely Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker podcast.
We love hearing from and interacting with our hearers and watchers. Feel free to reach out to us on Twitter
at HomewreckerPod.
You can also visit our website,
homewreckerpodcast.com,
where you can check out past episodes and pick up some Homewrecker podcast gear from our online store.
Also, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe or follow button wherever you're hearing or watching our show. That way you can be notified whenever a new episode drops. We're on all major podcasting platforms, and you can check out the video versions of our show at YouTube and Brighteon.
You can also find Monique in a few places online as well.
I'm on Twitter @_MoniqueGiselle_. If you're interested in a tarot reading, organite, incense, candles, and other cool things, you can go to my website, tarotbymonique.com. Or if you're interested in hypnotherapy, you can go to innerstandingshypnosis.com to schedule a free 20-minute consult. And follow me on Twitter @MoniquePCHT. And Alex, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter @TheAlexArion, and you can check out my website, AlexArionFitness.com.
And if that's too much to remember, we get it. That's why we put it all in our show notes.
Thanks for spending your time with us, and we appreciate all of your support.
We do. Thank you. We love you.